Hey, it's Joy. I've got big feelings about little things, and I want to talk about it. Oh yeah, I'm mad about it. And the fact that everyone else is not up in arms about it is a big part of the problem. Oh, I bawled my eyes out, like I always do. It was the sweetest thing. Oh, it was the cutest thing. It was the funniest thing. Thanks for being here. Let's go. Hi, thank you so much for being here. I really appreciate you showing up for me today because I'm having big feelings about having bad days. I'm having a bad day. It's a rough one. And we've already gone through the whole thing about my name and how it's kind of rough to have a bad day when your name's Joy. But obviously, every single human being in the world, no matter what your personality, no matter what you do for a living, no matter your traits, you can have a bad day. You know, back in the day, we would say, woke up on the wrong side of the bed. It wasn't even that I woke up in a grumpy mood, although that's probably accurate. I just wasn't feeling myself. I'm tired. But every single thing that I touched today did not turn to gold. It went awry. And have you ever seen a child spill something and then get a rag and try to clean it up? And what actually happens is they just spread the mess around. It just covers a larger area, or it spills now. Okay, it was on the table. We could maybe wipe that up, but now it's spilled onto the floor. And the thing got on our hand, and so we went to clean up the floor. Now it moved over to the living room, and now it's on the carpet here. And all the efforts to get it rounded up and to get it back on track actually just make everything worse. That's my day. That was my day. And I was inside of it thinking, okay, now what do I do? Because I can't just bail. I was at work. I can't just bail. But I'm trying to rein it back in, trying to be positive. It was so bad that when people asked me, hey, how's it going? I honestly said, to be honest with you, I'm not having a great day. Number one, because it was obvious, very obvious. Let me give you an example. I was looking for something. I needed something in a moment to help my doctor, and I just don't see it. And I asked the other people in the room, like, hey, do you see something on the floor? Like, I'm looking, here's what it looks like, and it's got this on top of it. Do you see that anywhere? Like, did I drop it? Because honestly, I had dropped some things earlier. Right? I mean, that's part of the bad day. There's so many different things to it. It's like, of course I'm going to get stuck behind a train. Of course my lights are going to be I'm going to be on the red light path to everywhere I go today. I'm going to be caught in construction, and I'm going to drop things, or I'm going to run into the wall with things. Those types of things. Very clumsy today, because that's part of being a bad day. So I had dropped some stuff on the floor, and my first thought was, I bet that's where this thing is that I need. I'm not doing great today, so let me put some other eyes on it. They very kindly kind of just looked under tables and looked under this and looking for the thing, trying to help me. And would you like to know where it was? And please know, I'm not doing a bit for you. If I were going to do a bit for you, I would look smart in this. I would look fun. I would look like I had a great day. This is not a bit I would do for you. It was in my left hand. And then after I realized it, I was like, guys, oh gosh. Okay, guys, it was in my hand. I said, this is my day. I kind of need your support. This is my day right now. And I need you to help me. And then there was another surgeon in the room. And she kind of points to it on the table. She goes, is that it? And I was like, yeah, that's it. That's why everyone in this room is laughing at me right now. And now I'm embarrassed on top of everything. So I'm struggling. I can't get my stuff together. But now everybody notices, and now we're talking about it, and now I'm embarrassed because I just want to be this functional person. But I did thank everybody for loving me through that. You know, sometimes that's just our day. And we need the people around us who already love us on a good day. We need them to love us in a bad day. And I needed to be loved on a bad day because I needed someone to just kindly say, is this the thing you're looking for? This thing in your left hand? Yeah, I'm actually glad I have it. Thank you. So throughout the day, that was obvious. So that was one of the reasons I had to admit, like, guys, I'm having a bad day. But I also, I know we do that pleasantry thing a lot. Hey, how's it going? Hey, what's up? Hey, how you doing? How's your day? And generally, do I think we mean it? Yeah, I do. I think we mean it as a nice way to greet someone. But I also think we're all just crossing our fingers that everything's fine. So if it's not like my best day, I will respond in hope, like in hope that something's going to go great. Or, I'm not above doing a cliche answer, living the dream, and that way, if someone else is having a bad day, they can laugh at it. We can all, there's a little tongue in cheek there, but I couldn't tongue in cheek it today. I had to say, you know what? I'm going to be honest with you. I'm having a bad day. Because what if I'm about to drop something, or what if I'm about to, who knows what's about to happen? What if a booger's about to come out of my nose? Like, I'm not going to put any ideas into this day's mind. Who knows? So I had to just be honest a little bit. I will say people were very kind about it. Very kind. Got an offer for a cup of coffee, which I could have used, honestly. But I said, I got to be smart here. Part of what's going on is I'm super tired and I haven't been going to bed on time. And part of what's going on is that I haven't had enough water. And that's some basic stuff. That's really, when we talk about getting back to basics, go to bed and drink water. You need to go to bed and drink some water. Okay? That's when I'm on vacation and I'm struggling a little bit, I need to go to bed and have some water. When it's been the Olympics and I've been up every night way past my bedtime, go to bed and have some water. Okay? If I had too many glasses of wine, I need to go to bed and have some water. If I am just struggling making a big decision, go to bed and have some water. So I said, I'm going to have some water. I cannot go to bed. I will go to bed tonight. But tonight I'll have some water today and I will go to bed tonight. Because we've got to turn this around. We can have one bad day. Everybody has one. Everything I touch just gets worse and worse. It's awful when that happens, but it happens to everybody, right? You'll have that day when everything compounds. I'll never forget when I was a travel nurse. I lived in New York and I went to, I don't even remember why. I went to the city for something. And, I'm from Texas where we drive our cars everywhere. And there's parking lots everywhere. And there's parking garages everywhere. So we just drive to where we need to go. We park, we walk into that place and we go. Well, places like New York, obviously you got to use the public transportation system. And although there's tons of resources and lots of ways to help here's the map, here's this. Your phone now can do public transportation and kind of help you figure out how to go. There's these little skills, these little muscles that you need to help figure out, which track do you need to be on? Which side of the track? Where's this going to go? What's an express versus a this? And da-da-da-da-da. There's all these little things that if you're just figuring it out on your own, which I was, you kind of have to wade through, let's say. So I was coming home one day from the city and I'd had a great time, but I was tired. It was early afternoon and I hopped on a train. And I'm telling you, the second I sat down, I was like, a little thing inside me said, I don't think this is my train. Every person on there was in a suit. Most of them were male. And they had some type of attache, briefcase, something with them. And they were leaving work and going back to Long Island to go home for the day. And I, was in my goodness, like some traveling clothes with a schleppy backpack and, my tennis shoes, and my hair's a mess and I'm tired and I want to get up on the train and go home. And I'm like, yeah, I don't know. There's a different vibe than the trains I'm usually on. But I had done my best to see which train I needed to go on, and I got on. And when the guy came to take my ticket, he goes, "Hey, we're not going where you want to go." And I said, "Okay." And he looked at me like, "Okay." And I said, "Okay, what? Like, well, I'm already on the train." Number one, no one has ever gotten on the wrong train before in your entire career here, working here. No, you've never come across a person that got on the wrong train. If that's true, do not tell me now. This is not the time to bring that up. Finish this thought. Do I owe you money? Do you need to tell me something? Like, can you help? What's the closest stop to get off of? What do I do? And as we're doing this, I'm literally watching my exit. We're flying by my exit because this is kind of an express train. These people are going far, so we're going to skip a lot of stops so dads can get home to help with homework and have dinner and whatever, go to sleep and come back and do it again in the morning. And I'm like waving, like, okay, there's my little exit. I wonder how long we're going to be a high-speed train in it until we get somewhere that we're going to stop and I'm going to get off. And I said, okay, so do I owe you money or what do you want to do? You want to just punch my ticket, man. Let's go. So he punches my ticket. We move on. I get off the train. And, I had a couple of options at that point. I could have gotten on another train, come back home. I was really starting to fatigue and I was feeling like I just want to get home. So I ordered an Uber. And that Uber supposedly came, started my 5-minute timer. Hey, if you don't get here in 5 minutes, we're going to charge you some money for doing a fall. And I'm like, I think you're here, but I can't find you. We were trying to talk, but he was a New Yorker. And so he was yelling at me real quick. And I was offended and yelling at him. And I mean, do I need to tell you this part of the story? You know this part of the story. It started to rain, right? If I had been wearing a poncho, it wouldn't have been raining. If I had been wearing a poncho, it would have been hot. The sun would have been blazing down on me, but I didn't have it and I didn't have a hat on. So obviously it's going to rain. Well, that guy and I, the yeller and I couldn't connect. So I paid $5 for him to bail and go get another ride, go get another rider. And I realized, okay, this area, this little train station area, there's too many little corners and there's too many left side of the track, right? There's too much stuff around here. So I start walking in the rain. Now, is this a heavy downpour? No. And I'm not trying to get your sympathy. It wasn't that bad. But it was gross. And it was kind of in my eyes. And it was like everything was starting to get wet. And I just wanted to be home. So I walk to wherever I can find like an easy intersection. So I can ask for an Uber there. And I ask for another one. Someone comes. And this driver was specifically chosen for me, I believe, by the Lord. Because when you have a day like this, or like I've had today, you need a little relief, right? You need a little something to go right. Today, it was very little. I had a little IT problem that I've always had to ask for help on. And last time I needed help, I asked somebody, please teach me this. And I took screenshots of everything and I wrote out. And I wrote to myself, don't click where you normally click. I wrote, Joy, I know you, whenever you get into this program, you always click this thing, do not. And then I printed out the screenshot and there's a big red X over it. Don't do that. And I was like, okay, I won't do that. So I followed my own instructions and I got it right. It seems silly, but I needed that. I needed that win so badly that it really helped. Also, I needed to eat because I was super hangry. But those two things together, that plus a taco, it was perfection, okay? This day, this older man with a daughter just younger than me picked me up. And when I tell you, he knew, he could tell, you had a bad day, huh? And I told him all about it. It was raining and blah, blah, blah. We chit-chatted. And he told me about his daughter. And, you know, it's always nice to hear somebody talk about their kid and how proud they are of him and everything. And he dropped me off at my front door. And he said, honey, go put your feet up. Go take a shower. Go to bed and drink water is what he should have said, because that's exactly what I needed to do. But after all those things and after, you know, sitting on that train and being like, I just know I'm on the wrong train, but it's also too late to get off this train. Me and the men of Manhattan are going home to the burbs, and I'm just waving past my exit. But this man was so kind to me, so gracious, and dropped me off at my house. I did have some water and I went to bed. And you know what? The next day, mercies are new. The sun will rise again. Hopefully you get some sleep and you get to start fresh all over again. And that's my hope for tomorrow. Thank you for listening. This really felt good to get this out. Bad days are kind of the worst, but thank you for loving me through it. A huge shout out to those that watched me look for something that was in my left hand and loving me through that. And when it's your day, you call me and I'll love you through yours. Have a good one.
Thanks so much for listening to Little Things, Big Feelings with Joy Delaney. Do you have big feelings? Joy would love to hear them. Call and leave a voicemail at 214-519-9373. Thanks.
Oh, you have to say the number again.
Why?
In case they missed it.
They can just hit that button and rewind 15 seconds.
Okay, I guess, but what if they were getting a pen?
A pen? A pen? This is a podcast. It's all on your phone.
Yeah, but don't you still have to type it in or something?
That's not really how any of this really works. That's 214-519-9373. Is that good?
Thank you, James.